Right. My next question to you, Mr. President, is acts of kidnapping and extortion by La République du Cameroon terrorist forces in Amazonia are now conducted in broad daylight, unlike in the past, which was performed by their proxies. And you did mention earlier about this. I said during the past week, the colonial terror administrator for Bui subdivision, a certain Joe Bolivar Ijanja, has kidnapped over 600 Amazonians from 12 villages in Bui County for ransom ranging from a few 100,000 to several million francs CFA in exchange for their freedoms. My question again is in two parts. The first part is, what is the position of the interim government? And secondly, is there a permanent solution to this nightmare our people are suffering from? Over to you, Mr. President.
You know, even war has rules. And that is why I want to inform everybody that this war will end one day. And people shall be held accountable for what they do. When the war is going on, some people think they are invisible. They think that they are some demigods. They can do whatever. Because they forget that war is like a game. It has rules. And some people, whatever the end will be, they will not enjoy their freedom. One in question is that so-called colonial administrator in Bui County, and all the other commandos of the annexation on the and the occupation army who are giving those orders, who are kidnapping and extorting money from our people for what for because they are at war, because they are being attacked, because for nothing, just because they are southern Cameroonians. You see, impunity, I would blame the impunity for this. These people have discovered that they can do this with impunity, and that the international community is not going to hold them any time soon, accountable anytime soon. So they have been emboldened. They withdrew from the talks in Switzerland that were meant to solve this problem amicably without further shedding of blood, and there were no consequences. So they have grown in their impunity. They have grown in impunity also because those who are the relatives of the victims that are enjoying the crumbs on the table of the master, they call themselves politicians in Yaoundé, and they enjoy this or that little privilege from the master's table, have not been enraged. They have not revolted. They have not opposed them. Rather, they are celebrating them and applauding them for doing this to their people. They join them to rain insults on us. How will they not have a culture of impunity? How would they not feel that they have a right to kill? They will go to the so-called colonial prime minister Ngute himself, go to his village and slaughter people there. And the next day, nothing happens. No protest. Nobody says anything. They have sold their souls to La Republique. And so for that reason, La Republique feel they are gods now. They can do and undo. Nobody's village is spared, even those so-called parliamentarians, even those so-called elite in La Republique, after all. They are lapdogs, they eat from their tables, so they have no voice. So the culture of impunity has been installed, and that's why La Republique is doubling down on their strategy of attrition, of killing people, of kidnapping, and you see, look at the selective outrage from even political activists and leaders of Southern Cameroon extraction who are enjoying on the other side. If it were one person or two or three that were kidnapped and said to be kidnapped by unknown gunmen, even without establishing that that was done by Ambazonians or Ambazonian Restoration Forces, they will be all over the place, tweeting and sharing and saying all kinds of things. But now they are colonial administrator kidnapping 600 plus Southern Cameroonians at random, taking between 100,000 to 1 million francs from them, threatening them with life imprisonment. They are silent. Check the social media space, check their publications, check their press releases. They are silent. This creates the culture of impunity. That is what is responsible. But I want to say that my advice to the people of Ambazonia is this: when these things happen, do something. You may not have the weapon to withstand them in their machine guns, but please keep records and make sure we have the records. Try to be a little detailed when you are reporting to us. Give us exact names of individuals. Uh, Give us a list of victims, their names as they are. If you have their pictures or Facebook profile, you can help us. Help us to gather information about this app, because when we make reports to certain quarters and we say 600 people have been kidnapped, it sounds like, in a war that has lasted for 6 years plus, it sounds like nothing. Nothing has happened. But when we add names to those numbers, when we add faces to those numbers, when we add stories about their lives in the reports that we make, we are able to confront international organizations with this data, and it is compelling. And we believe that they will start saying something. And you see, one thing with the criminal, when he start hearing noise and seeing the light all over the place, he will start running away. I think gradually the culture of impunity can be contained. We have to make noise, just like Ali Bongo said. He said we should make noise. We have to make noise, and we have to make good noise. I mean, something that is a message. We have to cry out. We have to give out names, give us people, give out dates, give out places, give out who are those who are affected, so that when we make our reports, we'll have all these details in it. That is one way we are going to do it. And even if our reports go nowhere and nothing happens, just know that one day those reports shall tell the story. One day those reports will be used to convict some people, to help investigators, because I told you, in every war there is a time of reckoning. There is a time of accountability, and that time is coming soon in Amazonia. So let's keep our records straight.
Again, thank you, Mr. President, for that very exhaustive answer. Just to give a summary of it, whenever an incident like what happened in Bui um, happens, and we need to get dates, names, details about the people as much as you can offer. And I think in the coming days or so, we're going to have some sort of a line where you can call and give such reports. And if it is in writing, I think it's even much better, so that we can archive it um, as we've done in the past, because there's an archive on all the atrocities that have been committed on Southern Cameroonians uh, at the home front.